So those of you that have walked around and said, my metabolism is slow, all you're saying is that you have decreased thermogenesis. If you really want to up your level, your fat burning, here are the 4 foods. So let's talk about foods you can eat to burn fat. Like, that's a pretty cool concept. Like, you eat these foods, there's actually 4 of them. They're very healthy. I'm going to break them down. I'm going to show you the science on them. And I'm going to talk about how we can really apply them into our everyday life, and especially how you pair them with a fasting lifestyle. But what I think is really important to understand is it's not like you're going to eat these 4 foods and like all of a sudden you lose weight. They become an essential part of a fasting lifestyle. Now, if you're new to my teachings and don't know what a fasting lifestyle is, what that means is that you're cleaning up your food system, the foods that you eat. I call it the sugar burner system. And you're learning to metabolically switch into periods of time where you are not eating. We call this fasting. And I wrote a whole book on it for women. So there's 6 different length fasts in here where you can eat and then dip into these 6 different length fasts periodically. For women, I show you how to do it according to your hormones and where you are on your hormonal journey. But when we look at burning fat, it's really over here that the fat burning happens. And I've been really an advocate of trying to express that to everybody, because I think we've been over here fighting about calorie in, calorie out, what diet's the best, like all the different fad diets. Like, we're over here debating this, and I feel like we left this whole fat burning world out. And that's what I tried to bring back in Fast Like a Girl was, okay, let's bring back the fat burning system. You hopefully know, and I'm just going to repeat it because I think it's really important to say, is that when we're over here in the sugar burner system eating food, if we want to burn fat, there are these 4 foods I'm about to go through, and there are 3 food changes. I'll go through those very quickly. You want to pull the oils out of your diet, or the bad oils. So these are your canola, your vegetable, your corn. Pull all those oils out. Then we've talked a lot about nature's carbs. Make sure you're eating nature's carb, not man-made carbs. Pull out the cakes, the pastas, the cookies, the breads, all of the processed foods out. And then get rid of the toxins. So this can be everything from red dye number 3. If it's made by a man, most likely it's toxic. So could we look at more natural oils, more natural carbs, and pulling those toxic ingredients out? Now, once you've pulled that out, and once you're starting to practice this metabolic switching, if you really want to up your level, your fat burning, here are the 4 foods. Protein. Protein, protein, protein. Protein is the hero macro of the day. Hopefully hearing a ton about protein right now. But research is showing, this is based off of research, those of you that are the science hounds, research shows that a high protein diet is highly effective for weight loss. Okay, you know what else is highly effective for weight loss? Fasting. Okay, what if we pair a protein-rich diet with a fasting lifestyle? Boom, now we have a really good game for losing weight. So one of the reasons that protein is so powerful for weight loss is that it increases thermogenesis. So those of you that have walked around and said, my metabolism is slow, all you're saying is that you have decreased thermogenesis. Thermo means temperature, genesis means to begin. So if we want to up our temperature and get that energy, that energy burning system, kind of like a fire going, you're going to do it through protein. And you're going to eat 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight you are. But the couple of studies were really interesting. One of them's on women. So a 2002 study found that women eating a high protein diet doubled their thermogenesis. Okay, let me just put those in words that we can all understand. Women eating a high protein diet doubled their sugar burning metabolism capabilities. Okay, that's a reason to eat protein, compared to women that decided to do a high carb, low fat diet. That's the diet that we all did for so many years, and the whole world got more obese. Now let's dial into protein a little bit deeper. A 2019 study found that eating more than 30 grams of protein in a single meal significantly increased the number of calories people burn. I'll put these links in the notes here. So Okay, and that was after several hours. So you're eating calories, but not all calories are equal. So if you're eating protein now and you're getting 30 grams per meal, you're increasing the number of calories burned. Pretty cool. So you mix protein with these different types of fasts that I've taught you, and you have got yourself a heck of a weight loss tool. Okay, second food that's gonna help you burn fat. This one shows up in a lot of my videos, which is coffee. So a 2023 study showed that 1,400 participants that drank a cup of caffeinated coffee every morning increased fat loss. People who drank more than 1 cup didn't see that change. Okay, so what exactly caused this? So it could be that coffee is an appetite suppressant, so especially if you put some MCT oil in it, or it's also an anti-inflammatory, so because it's rich in polyphenols. And either way, it also gives you that energy, because you notice that it said caffeinated coffee. It gives you that energy, so maybe you're doing more, maybe you're out moving around more, maybe you go and want to work out more. But what's really interesting about this study is and this thought is that you don't want to do more than a cup, and you always want it to be clean. Just like I want you to do the meat clean, you want the coffee to be clean, and this is not a more is better moment of coffee. This is 1 cup to increase fat loss. That was what was shown. Okay, third thing that I want to tell you about what you can eat to burn fat. Okay, you know how when you're trying to get in and out of fat burner, sugar burner, and sometimes you struggle? It might be that you have a metabolic blocker that's at play here. Want to know what those blockers are? Click on the link below and I'll take you straight to a giveaway, and you can have my list of metabolic blockers. And that is, are you ready? Fatty fish. Okay, I know, like some of you don't like fish, some of you would prefer to take fish oil supplements. When we're talking about fatty fish, they are not the most tasty ones. Although I get that some of you love these. Sardines. Sardines is a fatty fish. Mackerels, fatty fish. Cod is a fatty fish. So a 2010 study found that people who took omega-3 fish oil supplements for 6 weeks saw a significant decrease in body fat. A large reason is because when you have this right balance of omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids, that balance brings inflammation down. So they may have seen body fat go down. Remember, I just walk through this with me as I teach you this, that fat is where your body stores toxins and hormones and extra excess that it doesn't know what to do with. So when we get our omega-3, 6, 9 balance in order and we're doing really well there, then the body those cells specifically are more efficient at bringing in the nutrients in and letting the toxins out. And so that cell, the 72 trillion cells in your body, become a much more effective healing mechanism, and they're not rejecting hormones, they're not rejecting nutrients, they're not keeping those toxins inside, so there's no need to store fat. So dialing in that omega-3, 6, 9 balance is really important, and eating fatty fish can help. If you do choose to take a fish oil supplement, I'm not a fan of just taking omega-3 by itself because it throws the ratio off of 3, 6, 9. I prefer that you take a well-ratioed one, and I only have 2 that I like that fit that category. One is called Pure Form. I'll leave the link in the notes here and where you can find that. And the other one is called Vista 1 and 2. Both of those, the names don't mean anything to you, but I know a lot of you ask me for those supplements, so I'll leave them here in the notes and you can go find those. Pure Form I take every day. And the first time I saw it, I noticed a tremendous amount of change in my skin and moisture in my skin, but then also I have found that when I take it on a regular basis and I eat protein and I drink coffee and I fast, I love the weight that I am. And when I don't do those things, weight slowly creeps on. So I personally will buy many of what these studies. Number 4, and this one is really cool. I've already mentioned it in a lot of videos, but I just want to highlight it as a fat burning tool, and that is MCT oil. So MCT oil is very common to get put in your coffee. It is a component of coconut oil. So coconut oil, if you're worried about the saturated fat of it, check out MCT oil, because MCT oil has this real capability to cut off, to kill hunger, which is why we like it in the coffee in the morning, because we're in our fasting window. But also, what studies are showing is that it helps you burn more calories. So check this out. One study found that participants who replaced their fat source with 1 to 2 tablespoons of MCT oil burned 5% more calories per day. So could you use it in salad dressing? Maybe it's not just coffee that it goes into. Another study found that people who were overweight, if they added 1 to 2 tablespoons of MCT oil to their regular diet, they saw a significant increase in their metabolic rate. And probably one of my favorite was a 2019 study that showed a tablespoon of MCT oil can suppress appetite. Great for fasters. This is why we like it in our coffee. Now, a couple of warnings about MCT oil. Enter lightly into it, especially women. For some reason, women tend to have, I always tell people, when you first start with MCT oil, stay close to the bathroom because it can make your stools quite loose. So you might start with a teaspoon and slowly work yourself up, because sometimes that's much easier to do it that way. So be careful that you don't just do a big tablespoon in your cup of coffee and leave the house. You might want to gradually work yourself up to it. Those of you that are listening to this and go, oh my gosh, yeah, I used to do MCT oil all the time and I stopped because of the bowel change. You just need to do a smaller increments, and it'll make it easier for you. So there you go. Those are 4 easy ones, right? Like this isn't rocket science. And I think for those of you that are struggling to burn fat, the message I want you to know is that there's so much you can do. And it's going to require that you really understand why your body accumulated fat. And I'm sure the message that you've been told is that you were undisciplined or you've been eating too much, but it's really as simple as learning how to metabolically switch, dip into these 6 different fasts, and then clean up your eating system. Clean up this sugar burner system. Get off of the toxic foods. And when you add in foods like what I lay out for you here, I think you'll find that not only is it easier to metabolically switch, but that weight will fall off quite quickly. I just have seen it over and over again. So there you go. Those are my 4 favorite foods. Put in the comments below which one's your favorite. And if you've used any of these tools to lose weight, I want to hear your story. So put it in the comments. Okay, are you fasting and you're still not losing weight? Check out this video, because you might be missing a key part of your fasting experience that's going to unlock weight loss. So if you think about it, all the humans that emerged out of that time have the gene that allows us to go without food. And that gene, they believe, is in all of us today.